to see if he'll finish that off, because I knew he was right there chasing it. There he is. Redfish. Nice little color on him. Beautiful, beautiful fish. Jeff, I swear I threw it out there, the shrimp hit the water, and it just kept going down. The cork never set on the surface at all. I think the fish is out there playing catch with the bait. That's incredible. I promise you, the cork never set on top of the water. It never set. It hit the water and kept on going down. I must have threw it right in that redfish's mouth. Come here, son. That is absolutely outstanding. You can't get a bite any quicker than that unless he jumps up and grabs it in the air. Look at that rascal. That is a nice red drum. Go, Jeff.
All right. Just the right size for today.
That is a good fish. A very good specimen. And the fish are staying on that flat right there, Jeff. All right, well, Jeff, I got another one. Got another one right here.
Here's just looking a little better.
Look at here.
That's a nice size there. That's perfect size.
Yeah, that right there just goes to show you. You know, we on this flat, and we snuck in here. We shut that motor off and we coasted up here on this flat. Jeff, how many times have you actually made a cast this morning without a bite?
2 or 3. That's all.
Well,
that's usually my fault.
Well, I mean, every now and then we make a bad cast, but I've actually, no kidding aside, I made one cast this morning where I haven't had a bite on it.
Yeah.
And these fish are still on this flat.
They're still out there.
And we can sit right here sometimes in one spot, Jeff, and catch sometimes 10 or 15 fish, but also there's times you can catch over 100 fish in one spot. So respect the area that you're fishing in enough that when you approach it, make sure that you're just absolutely as quiet as you can be. Don't make no noise with the anchor chain or the anchor itself. Yeah. And man, it'll get good.
This is hot.
It'll get good.
I'm not sure. I think this one's too small.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. If you want to put that one back in the water, I'll put this in the box. Okay. Jeff, after you bring in that cast right there, what we're going to do is move off of this flat, and I'll explain why. The tide's been going out now for about 2 hours. And as this tide falls, remember, and be mindful of this when you're down here fishing these tidal areas, when you've got anywhere from 6 to 9 foot tidal fluctuation on a vertical movement, is that when the tide goes out and you're fishing a flat, be very mindful how deep the water is around you, and also what kind of bottom you have. If there's a bunch of oyster shells that you're sitting on top of, be sure to get off of them before the water gets so low that you can't move. Otherwise, you'll be stuck there throughout the tide. So as the tide goes down, keep a pretty close idea on how deep the water is, and a good way to do that is sometimes I'll just stick my rod down in the water, and right now I know that it's that deep right here where the boat's setting. So right there, look at here, y'all. I got about a good 2.5 foot of water underneath the boat right now, plenty enough water to fish in, but in the next 30 minutes I'll have to get out of here or I'm going to be stuck in this area. So watch for these things in these tidal areas, because you don't want to get stuck, because there's always another good spot to fish just right on down the bank a little bit further. And if you're stuck, well, hey, you can't move down there, and somebody else is going to have to catch them fish for you that day. What we did, y'all, the tide's falling out. And, this is something to remember. When you're down here in these tidal areas, move from one spot to the next. I mean, there were still plenty of fish where we left, but I wanted to come on down here and just check this spot out, before we went back in the dock, because really we've already limited out on red drum, caught quite a few trout. So we've had a wonderful day already. But what we do is we came down the bank, and knowing the water's dropped down further, we're fishing a little bit further off the bank. On a shell point, we're going to be anchoring about 4 foot of water, casting inshore, in behind the boat, and then really, the bank's right there. But right out here, about 50 or 75 yards, is where it drops down to about 4 to 5 feet. And as this tide slows down and gets down towards the bottom end of the tide, there's a bunch of scattered shell out here on this flat, and right where it rolls down, hey, that's where the trout are going to be biting in a little bit. So if you're in here in these areas and the tide slows down, in the place you're fishing, there's no current running by it next to the bank, turn around and throw offshore and get to where there's current, because many times you'll find the fish where there's a little bit of current flow. So we're going to try this spot out here for a little bit. But remember, always come in quiet so that your approach does not spook the fish away. Did I miss that fish? Or no, I didn't. He's just coming at me. Can't catch up to him. Now, what in the world? Well, I guess that was the spot then, wasn't it, Jeff?
Yes.
This fish right here's got a little bit of
play to him there.
Yeah, he does. He's got a little bit of
a bit, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he came at the boat so quick. Had I not, just kept running, kept reeling, I would have never had the chance to get up to that fish.
That's a nice one.
I mean, that is a nice, good-sized red drum right there.
That is really nice.
Well, Jeff, look at here, buddy.
One more cast, huh?
It was that one more cast thing again. I tell you, this has been...
Oh, that's a nice one, too.
Yep. It has been one of those days where, people always are talking about, hey, how long does it take you to film these shows? I mean, when you get out here on a day like today, it just don't take long to catch a mess of fish, does it, Jeff?
No, we've had a really good day today. Caught a bunch of fish, really.
Well, a bunch of different size fish, trout and red drum.
Trout and red drum.
And well, we've had a pretty doggone good day of fishing. I mean, we'd almost feel bad if we stayed much longer.
Yeah, right. We'll call that Mr. Lucky because he has to go back.
Well, everybody, I really hope you enjoyed today's show. Jeff Williams and I, we're getting the fish together a pretty good bit here, and it seems like every time we go, Jeff, we're just having us a ball.
Last time we caught a mess of big red drum bulls, and now we get some blackened redfish.
Well, there you go. You can come here and catch these large fish. A lot of people, they keep on thinking about Louisiana and even the Carolinas for these redfish. But, Georgia is truly a destination that should have its own billing. And this is definitely a world-class fishery. And, just because we go out there and we can catch these bull red drum up to 40 pounds, hey, it doesn't mean we don't have a large amount of these keeper-sized red drum in the river. In all actuality, because we do got a large mess of them big red drum out there, means that we got a great inshore fishery. And when you can put the numbers up on red drum like we can here, especially these bull red drum, hey, this place right here, hey, it's one of the best places in the world to come fishing.
This is great fishing down here. Just every time we go out, we have a good time and we catch a lot of fish.
Yeah. Well, look here, if you live down here on the Georgia coast, now we're fishing out of St. Simon's Island today, right down here in the Sounds. We're not even 1.5 miles, 2 miles from the marina today. I mean, we can see the marina right here behind us that we left from. Look, if you live in Georgia, if you live down here on the coast, or if you're wanting to come to Georgia and visit, look, come and go fishing. It's one of the best things Georgia has to offer. And it's I would say, basically undiscovered fishing. You're not going to come around large messes of other boats. I mean, right now, Jeff, how many boats have you seen fishing around us today?
None.
None. Zero. It doesn't mean they're not here, but this is a Friday. We're right here at the last part of September. And, we got this place all to ourselves, and we can actually just go from one place to another and catch fish. But, really, if you can go just to one place and catch all the fish you need to for that day, you don't really have to move unless you just want to.
Don't have to drive 5 miles down. It's real close.
That's right. Well, look, this is a great place to come. All on the Georgia coast is great fishing. But anyways, y'all, my name is Captain Mark Noble for Captain Mark Noble's Outdoor Journal. I hope you enjoyed today's show because we sure enjoyed making it, and I hope to see you again next week.